All right, boom. Welcome to the show, man. Thank you for your time, folks. I appreciate it. This episode is entitled "Why Are Beautiful Women Single?" It's a good question, right? I know I don't speak for myself when I ask myself that question, and most importantly, when I see very beautiful, attractive, successful women that a lot of people admire, men and women. But then you wonder why they're in and out of relationships. You wonder why they're single. You wonder why they always seem like, um, you know, they're not. I don't want to say happy, but you know what I'm saying. They're not in a happy situation. So before I go any further, let's establish a few things, right? Because one thing that we do need to make sure that we do within this conversation is to establish the fact that men and women are drastically different. Now, the book sums it up. The very famous book with the notorious title of "Men are from Mars and Women are from Venus." It's very true, and that's why that saying has lasted so long throughout time. Is because um, double standards do exist when it comes to men and women. Okay, so let's not sit here and split hairs, and then also let's not say that's not fair because that's just how the game goes. I'm not mad that you guys get to go into clubs for free and drink for free, and get really everything for free just so y'all can be in our presence. I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad. Well, okay, I ain't gonna lie. I am mad about this one though. That y'all can legit go on to places like OnlyFans and make $500,000 just for showing pictures of your feet. Like that's fucking ridiculous. But that's the way of the world. As much as it aggravates me when I talk about that, that's just how it is, right? That's what I have to accept because you women have that influence when it comes to sexual gratification, right? When it comes to sexual entertainment, that is why you don't see male strip clubs. Is because no women is about to pay to go see a bunch of naked men swinging dicks around. That shit is not entertaining for women, right? So that's why you see more female strip clubs. That's why you see more playboys than play girls, right? That's why you got the hustlers, the playboys, and all that. But whatever they have for naked men, that shit don't sell because when it comes to sexual desire or the sexual marketplace, women surpass us uh, by leaps and bounds. Now, why that is important because I am stating the difference between us, and I'm also stating the benefits right between us. So, along with that benefit, also comes a catch. you know, Along with those benefits also comes a catch. And I can say the same thing for us men too, right? We have the benefits of quote unquote running the world, of quote unquote, um, you know, we are the breadwinners and things of that nature. But then there's a catch to having a trophy wife. There's a catch to having, a beautiful woman on your arm with some, big old cha-chas and that you bought for her or whatever the case may be. Uh, however way your boat floats in regards to the women that you desire. But there is a catch 22 in that too, right? To have that trophy wife, you have to be able to secure her life, her materialistic um, spending habits, right? You have to be able to give her the lavish comfortability that she so desires in trade for her being your trophy wife. You see what I'm saying? But so, and to do that, you have to make a lot of money. You have to maintain a certain level of income, right? So that goes both ways when it comes to the benefits and when it comes to the catch. But most importantly, there are double standards. There are double standards when a man has sex with a lot of women. Um, that is what he's supposed to be doing, essentially, right? Because we have over 120 million sperms in every time we bust a nut. So we are made to procreate. We are made to procreate every single day. We are made to procreate as soon as we wake up in the morning. Women, on the other hand, are only made to procreate once a month. So the only time that sex is conducive when it comes to the survival of the human race for you guys is once a month. The times that it's conducive for us to make sure that the human race survives is every single day. So our sexual appetite differs from the female's sexual appetite. So in turn, when we have sex with a lot of women, that's not crazy because that's what we are instinctually built to do. But then if a woman has sex with a lot of men, that is nasty and that is thirsty, and she is a dry bag of bones because that's not what she is built to do. Y'all are not supposed to be, y'all not supposed to have your legs in the air 30 days of the month. That's and then on top of that too, if y'all do that with multiple different men, that is not what is supposed to be happening, you dirty bird. So with that being said, with all those various double standards, with all those various differences, I am simply pointing out that we are different. So the way I see the world and the way it treats me is different. The way the world sees you and the way the world treats you is very different. It will never be the same. Now, in regards to us being equals, now we could phrase that question in many different ways, right? Us being equals in regards to us human beings, right? Everybody deserves to breathe free air and have civil rights, right? I definitely believe in that. So that is, a certain form of feminism, which for me, like I said, like the direct definition of feminism is just the belief that men and women should have the same rights, the same civil rights. So if a woman wants to get a job, she should be able to get the same job that I can get, so on and so forth, right? I understand that, but then that's where that ends when it comes to us being equal. That's where that ends. Civil rights, things that any human being should have access to. But then when it comes to dating, when it comes to love life, when it comes to things of that nature, and partnering up with a man, that whole equal shit is out the window. And that's what women who are watching this, men understand that. So I don't need to say that to y'all. But women, that's one thing that y'all need to understand, that ain't shit equal in a relationship. There is never a 50-50 relationship ever. That shit don't ever exist. Somebody's running the relationship. Two people can't sit in the driver's seat. Even in a car, that shit's impossible. So when it comes to reality, there is always going to be somebody who's going to be dictating the direction of the relationship. Now, it's either the secondary person is part of the decision making, is part of the critical thinking, the process thinking, or they're just sitting in the passenger seat, like how most people do when they're driving or when you're in the car with somebody, is that they're driving and you're just looking out the window because you trust. That's because you trust that they're gonna stay on the road and get you to where y'all are planning to go. That's the same concept when it comes to a relationship. Is that whoever is driving the direction of the relationship, you instinctually trust their judgment because you guys essentially are a team, right? But they have the power to derail the whole relationship because they are in the driver's position. Of course, you can always reach over and grab the wheel too, right? The same way in a relationship, you can always just derail a relationship that you see that your counterpart is controlling, right? Whether you don't like the control or whatever. But my point is that at the end of the day, somebody has to control it, which makes the relationship either a 70-30, 60-40, what have you, right? Now, when we go back to the topic at hand, why in the hell are beautiful ass women single? When we ask ourselves these types of questions, a lot of times we want to assume that it's the man, right? They can't keep up with the girl, right? Because she's just on some independent shit. They can't hold her. She's a boss bitch. That's because she's a boss bitch, right? She's so much of a boss that she can't hold on to a man. So when and then also when we speak about a boss, that's somebody who knows how to communicate, right? When we speak about a boss, that's somebody who knows how to delegate, who knows how to compromise, who knows how to lead. And when someone knows how to lead, they also know how to follow. So when you speak about somebody that's successful, you're speaking of somebody who knows the social game and plays it extremely well, which means that majority of the relationships that they have are not only controlled, but they are a positive relationship because these people are in their lives and they're conducive relationships, and that's why that person is associating with that person. So if you're a boss bitch, right, that means you should have a man quicker than anybody else. If you're a boss bitch, you should be able to control, maintain a relationship with fucking ease because you're a boss. That's what bosses do, right? When you see a billionaire or a very successful man who has a relationship, right? You can guarantee that he is running and controlling that relationship, right? And the reason why is because more than likely the same elements and attributes that made him an entrepreneur and a successful billionaire or millionaire are the same attributes that he's implementing to maintain and control the relationships that he puts himself in. And more than likely, if he's putting himself in them and he's still maintaining his millionaire status, that means those relationships are somewhat conducive to his process and to his way of life, right? Because if something is not good for you, it will show in the rest of your life. So if you were a bum ass dude, it will show in your life. You want to start being a bum. You're gonna start missing work. You're not gonna strive as hard, so on and so forth. If you are with a person that is very successful, that will also ripple into your everyday life too. So if a man is very successful and he has a chick that he's been maintaining for years on end, that's because he knows what he's doing. But then if it's a woman that is successful but cannot maintain men years on end, who whose problem is that? And who's the common denominator? Exactly. It's that fucking woman. So, with that being said, let's go to our first exhibit. Let's go to our first exhibit. Kim and Kanye West. Kim and Kanye West. You see, this is the thing about it, folks. You know, conventional wisdom, it tends to fool us that beautiful women have a difficult time finding mates, which we know that isn't true, right? But then also, one thing that we do have to understand that when it comes to good looking women, there's a lot of them. Compared to men, there is 80% more beautiful women. And there is only out of 100%, there's 20% good looking men. 80% of the men are average looking, just like me. Everyday common Joe. Now, what tends to happen is that those pretty women have a narrow radius of men because they are comparing their prettiness. Because obviously, if you're pretty, you want to be with a pretty person, right? If you're fat, more than likely you're going to be with a fat person, so on and so forth. But now, if there's 80% of women are pretty as shit, and they only have a 20% pool to pick from, then that means that they don't have much to pick from. And so then these pretty, the good looking guys end up bagging a bunch of pretty girls and they start tossing them around within each other. Do you remember back in high school, before I get back on to Kim and Kanye, you remember back in high school, um, Chad and Brad, the cool guys, Chad, Brad, and Jerome. You know what I'm saying? We'll make this interracial scenario. Chad, Brad, and Jerome, coolest fucking guys in high school, right? Chad and Brad played soccer and football. Jerome was goddamn Kevin Durant of the high school, killing shit, right? Well, because of their popularity, let's say Brad really wasn't even that good looking. but Chad looked like Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell, and then Jerome, you know, was like some fucking LL Cool J or whatever. And because of the popularity, right? Because two out of the three looked, handsome and appealing, they were bagging all the pretty girls in high school, right? There's 15 pretty girls in high school, and they were banging every single one of them, dogging them out, trading them with each other. While old Joe Schmo was always like, damn, man, every time I go to the party, I be trying to smash Becky, but Becky never gives me the time of day. If anything, Becky will talk to me and I'll flirt with Becky and I'll buy her shit. I'll buy her some weed. I'll buy her some beer. I'll buy her some food at the fucking cafeteria and we'll hang out. I tell her how pretty she is. And then she fucking friend zones me and goes and bangs Brad, Chad, and Jerome. Brad, Chad, and Jerome ran a train on her last week. What the fuck? And then she goes back and bangs them again, and her friends get to, all her friends were smashing Brad, Chad, and Jerome because that is the only options that Becky and all her friends have is Brad, Chad, and Jerome. And if they fuck Joe Schmo, their popularity status goes down. If they fuck Joe Schmo, their friends are like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Are you an idiot? Right? And then if she fucks Joe Schmo gonna think Becky loves him. But Becky don't love him. Becky loves being wanted. Becky loves the attention of Brad, Chad, and Jerome. Becky don't care about Joe Schmo, even though Joe Schmo is nice and sweet and walks her to class and picks up her fucking books or whatever it is, right? That don't matter to fucking Becky. Becky wants everyone to know that everyone likes her and everybody wants to fuck her. That's what Becky is most uh, uh, um, intrigued and interested about. So when we translate that to today, Kim Kardashian is Becky, and Kanye is Jerome. You see, Jerome, aka aka Kanye, is that cold ass basketball player, aka rapper, who has all the attention, right? Kind of good looking, but most importantly, he's very popular, and everybody wants a piece of him. And that attention to stand next to Jerome is priceless when it comes to Becky, aka Kim, and to absorb some of that energy is what is most important because at the end of the day, it's not about love. Because if it was about love, Becky would have given Joe Schmo the time of day because Joe Schmo was actually being nice to her. Joe Schmo was actually the nice guy. And we all know the saying about nice guys. I know you're saying it to yourself right now. Nice guys tend to finish last. But then Jerome got the big booty hoe. But see, what tends to happen is that after Becky, aka Kim, has utilized the energy, the attention, the popularity of Jerome, aka Kanye, guess what? It's on to the next. It's on to the next Brad and Chad. But then we have to ask ourselves, why is this? Why is it that someone like Kim Kardashian, as beautiful as she is constantly in and out of relationships, right? Why is it? And then also, let's also get one thing straight. Women want to get fucking married. I don't care what y'all say. Maybe when you're watching this, you're like, I don't care, whatever. Or maybe you're just in the 20s and you think you got time. Maybe right now you don't want to get married, but you do. You will. You want kids. You want a family, somebody to come home to, all of that. That's instinctually, that's what y'all want. Instinctually, that's what women want. They want the unit, a protector, a provider, and then offspring. And then to encompass all that is what we call a family. But instinctually, Women crave that to feel secure in life. Women crave that to feel confident. Women crave that to feel a sense of fulfillment. Now, a lot of them will say otherwise because they've already been rejected from the idea for majority of the boyfriends or ex-boyfriends they've been through. Maybe they've been through a few engagements that didn't work out too well. Maybe they even got married and they're like, man, that shit did not work out. But the thing is this, there is light at the end of the tunnel for you. Not only did you just might not you just marry the wrong fucking guy, but then it's one of those things where there's plenty of men out there who would be conducive to the way you want to create a family. But one thing's for sure is that it's not about your terms, women. It's not about your terms. And that's what I'm learning every single day too, is that it's about my terms as the man. Because at the end of the day, I am going to be the provider. I am going to be the backbone. I'm going to be the how to, where, how, when, all of that. And when women start taking on the attributes of a man, is when you find a woman alone. Is because when they start acting like a man, then the man looks at them going, then the only thing I need you for is just some sex. That's it. Like, what the fuck else am I gonna do here? You got your own place, you doing your own shit. All right, cool. Well, then let's just do the deed and I'll see you next time. Because a woman's money is no concern to a man. Kim Kardashian's money is no concern to Kanye. Kanye got money. So why would he care about her money? So her money doesn't make her any more attractive. She's already pretty, right? So we know that. But we just established the fact that there is a lot of pretty. A woman turns 18 every single day. And out of those women that turn 18 every single day, a large majority of them are very attractive and are ready to go. I'm just being factual. I'm not saying I'm going for them 18-year-olds. I'm saying they're out there and they're competing. But now an 18-year-old man that turned a man that turns 18 every day, out of that pool, how many of them are good looking? How many of them are Brads and Chads and Jeromes? How many of them are Idris Elbas and Brad Pitts? Exactly. So that's why Kim's looks are a diamond. Like, we don't care. Everybody got a big booty. Everybody got titties. Everybody got a pretty face. So what are you bringing to the table, Kim? And obviously, whatever you bring to the table is not working because how many times she been married? 3 times, right? And countless of men that she's dated and just fucked on. What is she not bringing to the table? Is what I start asking myself. And then, if you are a pretty girl, I know y'all think y'all pretty, but the ones that are pretty, y'all know who y'all are. And most of y'all are pretty damn single. Y'all don't want to admit it, but y'all are. Ask yourself, what do you bring to the table besides your looks? Because it's 2021, and we're starting to catch on to the fact that not only do your looks or your looks are going to fade, but there's somebody else that looks better than you. So I don't care anymore about how pretty you are. I don't. And most of us don't, if you think about it. Kanye didn't, and all the other men before him didn't. So, what is it they are not bringing to the table? Now, we've had a chance, we've had the privilege of seeing um, Kim Kardashian grow up, right, in front of the camera. So, we have an idea of what type of person she is. And when you watch video of her, does it not tell you everything in regards to why why she's single or why if she is in a relationship, it doesn't last that long. She's, I mean, I don't want to just generalize and say bitchy, but um, very spoiled. Uh, you can tell she doesn't like compromising. When she comes in the room, she wants all the attention. So she's still very immature, right? She still wants everyone to look at her. She can't just sit in her own energy. There's a lot of different things I can name, just me just watching it. But most importantly, when it comes to being a team, can you get along with your significant other and walk this earth together and then face the obstacles? And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of crazy shit that her and Kanye went through, which a lot of couples, you know, it would be stressful. Don't get me wrong. But my point is that those type of things, if anything, are supposed to make y'all stronger. And especially if y'all went through them together. But as you can tell, most of the time, a lot of things that happen to her, it almost reveals the truth of their relationship, and then a few months down the line you will see that relationship dissolve, and then we hear that she's single or whatever the situation may be. So for me, I'm looking at it, I'm going, what is she not bringing to the table? What are these pretty girls not bringing to the table? Because that one thing's for sure is they're not bringing something to the table, right? And then also them just being pretty is not like, we have grown up, unfortunately, thinking that diamonds are a girl's best friend. We have grown up, and women and us, thinking that all you have to do is take a girl out, or all she has to do is get some titties or show a little bit of skin, right? Throw up some thirst traps on IG. But see, things are changing because now we're starting to see the loopholes and we're starting to see the holes in this whole approach about us just bowing down to pretty women. Because with us, we're supposed to have money, right? We're supposed to have looks. We're supposed to have health, right? We're supposed to have status, right? And all these things are not only materialistic, but these are things that you're not born with, unless you are one of them type of dudes, right? You inherit shit. But majority of us, we have to accumulate these things throughout the years. We have to work on these things, right? We have to hone in. A woman just jumps out the womb pretty. So what does she work on? What does she hone in on? What does she practice? Walking around, everybody telling you you're pretty for your whole life. Where's the work in that? Oh, you go to the gym? Everybody goes to the gym. You're supposed to go to the fucking gym. You don't get no cool points for that. That's like saying you get cool points for taking a shower. You're supposed to take a bath. You're supposed to be healthy. So the attributes that make a man, the man has to accumulate. The attributes that make a woman, let me rephrase it. The attributes that make a man to be appealing to a woman, they have to accumulate. The attributes that a woman has to be appealing to a man, she just has. So that is why you see the way people act. It's because one, someone had to work for it, and the other person, it was just given naturally, like a spoiled little kid who was born into money. So that's why a lot of times you wonder why when pretty women are singles, because a lot of them are very shallow. A lot of them are whack as shit when you talk to them. They don't have much of a conversation. They're 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 slow, shallow. Even if, let's say, even if they're intellectually smart, they can be socially insensitive because they're pretty, right? Because they're so pretty, they call people ugly or whatever the fuck. Like, there's so many pretty girls where I'll talk to, and as soon as they start opening their mouth, I'm like, damn, you just got so ugly. Like, how can somebody be so pretty? Literally, when words come out their mouth, they just get uglier as the words come out. This shit is crazy. It's like that one girl. I mean, there's a lot of them, but specifically the one that came to mind right now while I'm talking about this is Tommy Lauren. You know, that right wing blonde white girl who, like, if I saw her on the street somewhere, I'd be like, oh, she's pretty. But god damn, she is so ugly just because of the way she talks, how she carries herself. Ugly as shit. What's her name? Sweetie. Ugly as shit. Like, for real. Like, I think the girls like Sweetie and Megan Thee Stallion, just not at all attractive whatsoever. Now, I mean, excuse me when I say that, because the average man, obviously, I mean, don't get me wrong, my dick gets hard. I get an erection when I see them. I'd fuck them like any other man would. But if you ask me, yo, do you think they look good? No. Me being aroused and me actually thinking a girl looks good are two different things. I'm a guy. Throw any set of titties in front of me, my dick's gonna get hard. You throw any set of titties in front of me, my dick's gonna get hard. It's I'm a guy. She could be a fat, ugly lady, and you put her titties in front of me. I'm gonna be like, oh shit, titties. It's just an instinctual thing, right? It's just like put money in front of a woman and see what happens. See if she doesn't get moist. Put $1 million cash in front of a woman and just look at her. Throw $1 million of cash in while a girl's laying in bed, your girl's chilling in bed, and just throw $1 million of cash in the bed. See what the fuck happens. See what happens. These are instinctual things because materialism turns a woman on. It's got nothing to do with loving her. She don't give a damn about your mind. She don't give a damn about if you have money and all she's thinking of is I am good for life. That pussy wet. So the Megan Thee Stallions, the Sweeties, physically, of course, they will stimulate me because I'm a man. But will I take that home to my mother? Hell no. Would I take her around my homies? Oh my God. She'd be trying to smash the homies on the low. I don't respect women that don't respect themselves. When you go to a titty club, you throw money on a girl and you try your best to rub on her, even try to take her home. If you go outside and see a girl at a bar in a club, you don't rub on her and throw money on her and try to take her home. You definitely try to take her home, but you're not throwing money on her and try to rub on her the same way you're trying to rub on a stripper. Because the level of respect is lower when it comes to a stripper. And she knows that. The level of respect is lower in that scenario. And she knows that. So for me, a girl like Sweetie does not respect herself because she is up for sale to the highest bidder. I don't respect a woman who will go anywhere, any way, which way the wind blows. I don't respect anybody that's like that. That if I throw up $1 million, she gonna come my way. It don't matter who I am, what I am. If it's the money, if the money's good, everything's cool. To me, that's fucking number one is prostitution. That's just you a hoe. And number two, you have no respect for yourself. And so then I will treat you accordingly. But now, if you don't carry yourself in that light, right? You do have respect for yourself. You're not talking about using men or blah blah blah, and you half naked and you're just looking like a walking a thirst trap. Then men will approach you different. The level of respect changes. And then the quality of men changes. So the quality of men for Kim Kardashian has remained the same because that's who she is. That is the energy that she is exuding. So that's the energy that she gets back. Is men that just want to, you know, exploit as much as she wants to exploit. I'll be honest. I don't know if the Kanyes or any of these other guys will like, yo, I'm gonna marry this chick, or I want to marry her, or I want to have babies with her, or whatever. But one thing's for sure is for her, it has nothing to do with being a good wife. It's got nothing to do with being a good partner, being a good teammate. It's about being with the most popular. It's about being with the most successful at that time being. And then when that wave goes down, they move on to the next. So, another example of that, one of these wave riders is the sister. Do y'all not find it kind of ironic and coincidental that her sister's in and out of relationships too and can't hold on to a man, even though they're both considered billionaires and successful, but for some reason they can't hold a man. But I keep telling y'all that we don't give a shit about their money. Look, even right now, you know what I'm saying, I'm not rich at all. Of course that money's appealing. Of course it'll be dope to date a chick who is rich as shit because it will allot me resources that are beyond, you know what I'm saying, my reach. But what I would be trying to do is to get my own. And then on top of that, to make sure that the tables turn when it comes to the dynamic to where it's like, yo, if you borrowed me 100,000, baby, to start this business, I'm paying you back 200,000. And then on top of that, that's the last time I'm borrowing anything from you because you're gonna see me excel the longer we're together. But then most importantly, you are excelling too. You are excelling too. You are excelling, you are helping me excel, which is helping us excel, which is helping you excel and progress. But see, what I'm starting to realize about these women is that it's not about being a good teammate. It's not even about being in a team. They see themselves as the coach and as the player. They see themselves as the chief and the Indian. And then most importantly, because they have been the chief and the Indian, because they've been the coach and the player all these years, ever since they came out the womb, they were told they were the prettiest coach and player, they were the prettiest chief and Indian. Then they inherently feel that they always deserve more and better. And they don't have to maintain anything that takes time, personality, patience, uh, 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 you know, personal personality building, personality building, you know, circumstances. When personality building circumstances hit them, they take off because they say, I'm too hot to deal with this shit. All I got to do is just leave you. Or even if they wanted to stay, the dude is trying to talk sense to them and they're going, I don't give a damn. I'm Kylie Jenner, bitch. I don't have to listen to you. Even if they want to stay, the dude trying to talk sense to them. They're like, I don't give a damn what you telling me. I'm not listening. I don't care. But I still want this to work. Nah, it don't work like that. You're going to listen to what I'm telling you because this is good for our relationship. And just because you got money and you are Kylie Jenner, you don't think that you should listen and take heed to who controls this relationship? Well, I'm out. Peace. I'm gonna go find another Kylie Jenner because there's plenty of them out there. Hell, there's some that are not even rich that I can just pick up and make her rich, or I can pick up. You know what I'm saying? She's a nobody. Nobody know her. She ain't rich. She ain't got no crazy ass body count. I can grab her, clean her up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And boom, we got something. She doesn't come with all this entitlement. She doesn't come with all this narcissistic type of energy like the world belongs to me because the rest of the world wants me. You see, just because a million people, whatever, 30 million people want to have sex with Kylie, she thinks that that is worth leveraging in relationships. When she's with the Travis Scotts or whoever else she be fucking on the side, she thinks that because 100 million nobodies want to have sex with her, 100 million nobodies will pay for anything that has to do with her. She thinks that she can use that as leverage within a relationship. When in all actuality, them 100 million men will never see her. She will never reach out to them ever. But the same way Becky was using Joe Schmo's attention, the same way Becky was taking advantage of Joe Schmo being nice and taking her books, holding her books, walking her to class and protecting her and blah blah blah. The same way she took advantage of all that good energy that Joe Schmo, the normal guy, the good guy, has and was offering. She takes that energy, but then goes and hangs out with a Travis Scott, who either dogs her or she dogged him. But then now she's left all alone. Travis Scott moves on to the next Kylie Jenner. Joe Schmo's fucking some fat lady. And guess who's all alone? Fine as hell. Oh, Kylie Jenner. It's a dirty game, ladies and gents. It's a dirty game. About 90% of women question whether they are actually beautiful. So that's why I feel like women like her use it more as a weapon. 90% of women believe that they're not even beautiful. That 90% consists of a lot of pretty when you see someone like Kylie, who it's been reaffirmed to her over and over and over again that she's beautiful, right? Through 100 million followers or whatever she's got. It's been reaffirmed to her and over she's beautiful because everywhere she goes, people are like, "Oh my God, you're gorgeous." Every man, wants to have sex with her. She feels that every day, right? But most importantly, it's been reaffirmed publicly because most pretty girls that just live out here in the world, it's 100 million people are not constantly telling them that they're beautiful. But if they were, then they would be confident in themselves and they wouldn't be part of that 90%. So that's why it proves my point even more that beautiful women like this, they weaponize their beauty, especially the ones that their beauty has been confirmed by the public. Her beauty's monetized. She knows she's beautiful. So her beauty is a fucking sword every time she walks into a relationship because she's saying, "Well, 100 million people want me, so I'm here with you. What's up?" But see, what she doesn't understand is that I don't give a shit about that 100 million. Travis Scott don't give a shit about the 100 million guys who want her and who pay her or whatever, because she will never talk to any of those 100 million fucking guys that DM her every day and worship her and jack off to her. She will never talk to them ever. But she will use what they think about her to reaffirm what she wants to think about herself. But then unfortunately, she tries to use that as leverage as if that is some kind of cool point, knowing, well, she doesn't know, but I don't know if she knows this or she just ignores it. but knowing very well that she ain't gonna be pretty forever. There's gonna be prettier people before and after her and during her. So her looks are just like any other pretty girl, which is there's a million of them out there. But because her looks have been monetized and confirmed and reaffirmed by the public, unfortunately, you can tell she still uses it as a weapon, but it's obvious that it doesn't work every fucking time because we see through it. Travis Scott is not a good looking guy. Come on, we all know that. He is not a good looking dude. So that should tell you, even for her, she's starting to realize that her stock is going down. She's starting to realize that her stock is going down. That's why she picked a Travis Scott. And that's why a Travis Scott picked her. But see, the thing is this though, Travis Scott got more options. He can go get a no-name Kylie and be just, he can go get 5 no-name Kylies and be just fine. But Kylie, can you go find a Travis Scott? I'll wait. Kylie, can you go find another Travis Scott? I'll wait. Didn't think so. Because there's not that many out there. There's not that many Travis Scotts who are running around making McDonald's deals and Xbox deals and Fortnite deals and um, and being the caliber of a success that he is. There's not a bunch out there. Remember, I said that earlier. 20% of men. Really, it's 10%. But I'm saying 20 just to be nice. There is a small pool of successful men. There is an even smaller pool of good-looking men. There is a giant ocean of beautiful women. Kylie, you need to know that. It don't matter how much money you have. What you need to start doing is using this. That's what you need to start doing. You need to start coming with more than your titties and ass. That shit don't cut it with some real motherfuckers like me. It don't cut it. Whether I'm rich or not, it don't cut it. Trust me, it looks great. It looks great, but how is that? What is that bringing? What, just that everybody want to fuck you? Well, that's already evident. Most men want to fuck most women, pretty or ugly. We all know that. So what is it? Huh? What can we say when it comes to what should what should women do? You know, what should women do then? That's the question. Um, you know, people generally choose partners who are roughly their aesthetic equals. Because most people have average looks, it's easier for us to find partners than it is for a good looking person or extremely good looking person. Like I was saying, because that pool is smaller. So that's why it's like it has to be more than just looks, folks. And because we also understand that the looks at the end of the day is just surface level, right? And you're not gonna die with your looks. So the Halle Berrys, the Kylies, the Kims, why they are singles? Because they are shallow fucking people. They don't come with anything more than just their looks. And some of y'all probably like, yo, you mean an asshole? You don't even know him, blah, blah, blah. All right. Well, then look at all the fucking people they've been with. You trying to tell me every single one of those people were assholes to them? Every single one of them motherfuckers? It's all their fault? Is that what y'all saying? Every single one of them dudes that they've dated, let's just say Kim. All those fucking guys, Kim. No, 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 no. Fuck Kim. Let's say Halle, because she's on the screen. All the dudes that Halle's been with, from fucking Heavy D, David Justice, Wesley Snipes. I mean, you fucking name it, they done been up in it. You trying to tell me all those fucking dudes is because they're assholes and she's just this sweet girl that no one understands her? Is that what y'all really think? Or could it be that she's pretty as shit and she thinks that's all it takes? And she thinks she can just walk in the room and just stand there and look pretty. And then as soon as she talks, it turns into scary fucking Barry. As soon as she talks, ain't nothing sweet about Halle. Could that be the fucking reason why? That she's the common denominator to so many different relationships that went wrong? People, I understand that you don't always run into the person of your dreams, right? But then she's 54 years old. She has grown up in front of our eyes. So for the past 25 years, 30 years, we have seen majority of her significant others. Why they didn't work out cannot always be because it's the man's fault. It cannot always be because it's the man's fault. You know? What's unfortunate is that so many women, they have internalized the myth of the beautiful women just being admired. And they often don't understand that their failure is not knowing how to love. You know, what I would advise the Halle Berrys of the world when looking for a partner, because I know a lot of y'all going, okay, so are you gonna just talk about why? I will, but I'm also gonna tell you what you should do, pretty girl. And I'm talking to the real pretty girls, not the ones who just think they're pretty. Or if I ask you, do you think you're a 10, or rate yourself and you just say you're a 10 just because you're quote unquote self confident? No, I'm talking to the ones that majority of their life they know they turn heads. That's what I'm talking about. What I would advise for you exceptionally pretty girls to do when looking for a partner is, for one thing, you have to be active in your search. Just popping your titties out and wearing tight clothes, that shit it don't cut it. It don't cut it. You're not the only pretty girl out here. And I'm gonna keep reminding y'all that because it's obvious that y'all don't realize that, because for some reason the world revolves around you. Y'all are not the only pretty ones out there. So you have to broaden your horizons. Okay, start going. Number one, pick up some fucking hobbies. Do something. Pick up a hobby, something you used to do when you're a kid, or something you've always wanted to do. And in those places, you will find like-minded people. And hopefully for you, you will find somebody that's that is conducive of not conducive enough physically or sexually. They're attractive enough to where y'all can pursue something. But there has to be some depth within you. Like you can't be just pretty. Like that shit is shallow. And it's like we can't talk about how pretty you are all goddamn day. And and we don't we don't enjoy talking to walls. So have conversation. Have an opinion about some shit. Read a book. So when we talk about something, you have basic knowledge of whatever we're talking about. Or maybe you can bring up something worth talking about. But most importantly, develop conversation skills. Because just because you're pretty, it doesn't mean I'm gonna constantly, sometimes with you pretty girls, it turns into a fucking interview because you feel like all you gotta do is just stand there and be pretty, and while the man is, yo, so what's going on? How you been? Or tell me about yourself. I'm over here trying to get to know you. I feel like it's a goddamn job interview because you think you hot shit and you playing hard to get. What that tells me is that you dry. It tells me you're boring. You don't have any substance. You have nothing to talk about. And I don't want to sit and stare at a pretty girl all day. I got a computer for that. I can just go outside for that. So create build substance within you. Get a hobby. Do shit that hobbies that you think that hopefully like-minded men would enjoy also, and go out there and do that. And most importantly, with friends and family, that type of shit too. It's like Don't be scared to go on a date with somebody, even if you don't think they might not be that good looking right then. By the end of the date, you might think they're they're good looking because of their personality or because of who they are, whatever the situation may be. But it's like put a little more initiative on your part when it comes to meeting people. It's not just about us throwing in bait and reeling y'all in anymore. It's now you guys need to start making yourselves seen because there's other people that will stand in front of you and take that attention away, and then we will move on with them. So the more attractive, the more you should expand your search radius. The more you should expand your expectations. I've seen plenty of fat dudes with pretty ass women, ugly fat dudes with pretty ass women. You know why? It's because they understood that that fat dude, oh Larry, is a great guy. He loves me for me. He takes care of me and my kids that aren't his, right? He's funny, he's supportive. Yeah, he's a little fat. Oh well. We do more living than fucking, right? We do more supporting of each other than fucking anyway. Because there's women out there, there's good looking women out there who get it. Who get it? I don't need Brad Pitt. I don't need a Brad Pitt. I can get somebody who, he doesn't look like a fucking gargoyle, but um, most importantly, they're good to me. But see, that's the thing, is that unfortunately, Halle doesn't want somebody that's good to her. She don't want a Joe Schmo. She wants a fucking model. She wants somebody who's just as fine as she is. That's her problem. That she just wants somebody who's just as fine as her, and if they are just as destructive, then so be it. But then you got to ask yourself, with someone like Halle too, as grown as she is, you trying to tell me nobody understands you, Halle, or is it because you don't understand you? A lot of y'all don't know what y'all want. Let me tell y'all how messed up females' thinking is. An ugly girl will tell themselves they're pretty, while a pretty girl will tell themselves that they're ugly. A pretty girl, you ask a pretty girl what they want in a man, and they will tell you opposite of what they want. They will say, "I want a sweet guy, who takes care of me, is a good man, blah blah blah." You know, all that shit. But then who are they with? Brad and Chad, who donkey fucks them and throws them out the next day. You know, a rich guy who don't give two shits about him and uses them every time they see them. But they let that happen because they're picked up in the phantom. They're flown out to a different state, right? So it's like a girl would tell you, "Hey, if a girl turns you down, shuts you down, don't let it discourage you. Just keep trying." Sometimes we like that. That same girl, if you ask her, "Have you ever gone out with a guy who has asked you out a bunch of times?" I bet you $100 that girl will say no. Pretty girls don't. They don't go out with guys that beg to go out with them. But they'll tell you to do that though. They'll tell you, just be sweet, be a nice guy. Yet they say nice guys finish last. It's because it's true. It's because women, half the time, they don't know what they want. And what they want is not cool enough sometimes. So the guy that actually would take care of Halle the way she wants just doesn't look like the male models that she's been marrying and fucking on. And that's why she doesn't want to do it. It's because at the end of the day, Halle is shallow. She's pretty and she's known it, and it's been reaffirmed to her over and over and over. And she has not been able to move on from using that as leverage with everyone she's with, because everyone she's with is just as pretty as her. And then on top of that, everyone she's with, the shit falls apart. So it tells me this: they get along because they're pretty until the cameras go away, and then they can't compromise, they can't communicate, they can't respect each other, they can't delegate responsibilities. These are the things that actually make a human being, not just being fucking pretty. So it tells me that as pretty as she is, she sucks at just being a cool ass person. She sucks at being a girlfriend, she sucks at being a wife. I'm sure she has friends, but I don't know anybody who claims Halle Berry's a friend. I'm not saying she doesn't. I'm just saying she's not. She doesn't seem like one of those people. She doesn't strike me. She doesn't strike me as one of those people who are like, yo, she's got hella friends. She's like everybody digs her. She doesn't strike me that as that person whatsoever. But the reason why she doesn't strike me as a person is because everyone who lives with her and has babies with her and has sex with her, they don't get along after a while. That's why. Because everybody that actually gets between her legs, they're not cool after a while. So that tells me what type of person she is. And like I said, the guys could be assholes too. The guys could be assholes too, but are they all fucking ass? Every single one of them, no? Is it every single one who's a dick to her and she's just a sweet old Halle? Or is it because Halle, doesn't know how to hold on to a man? She doesn't know how to compromise. She doesn't know how to be mature. Maybe that's why Halle stays the way she is. Um, who else? Who else do I have for you guys? Oh, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me why. Someone as bad as her is in and out, in and out. Just before ASAP, she was with some billionaire in Europe. She was with a billionaire in Europe, and he wasn't really a good looking guy, but he had money. He had money, and even that didn't work out. Even that didn't work out because the billionaire was going, Rihanna, what do you bring to the table, baby? Okay, yeah, I know you're fucking Rihanna. All right, cool. Yeah, you got a bunch of cool songs, whatever. Umbrella, Ella. All right, whatever. So, but how's that? How does that translate into you being an asset to this team, Rihanna, Riri? How are you a teammate? You see, because what the unfortunate thing is with a lot of these women, they have adopted masculine traits. That's what's unfortunate with a lot of these women. They've adopted masculine traits. And they would try to exhibit these masculine traits within a relationship. And then that's when that billionaire or any other guy she messes with who have money and they won't put up with that shit because to us, she's Rihanna. To them, she's just another fucking girl, right? She's just another girl to them because they know they can get another Rihanna real quick. They know that. So we gotta ask ourselves, folks, is that, or not even ask ourselves. We've been asking ourselves, why are women single? But to answer that question is because there is a certain level of narcissism. There is a lack of maturity. There's also a lot of times a lack of intellect. And when I say intellect, not book smarts, it's a lack of like a critical thinking when it comes to social interaction, right? There is they are not equipped with communicating with people, with checking their egos, with checking their insecurities and what they are secure with at the door. They tend to weaponize the affirmation that they receive from millions of strangers who sexualize them. They tend to weaponize that when they come into relationships and they try to use that as leverage within the relationship as if that's going to help or influence, um, you know, her her role, right? As if it's going to enhance her role in the relationship because she has 100 million followers and she is Rihanna. They think that will suffice. But unfortunately, we see every day that these women are being dropped like hot ass potatoes. These women are being dropped like hot potatoes because they think all they got to do is come on here with their titties hanging out and we good. Jennifer Aniston about to be somebody's grandmother. She, not mean somebody's grandma status is basically what I'm trying to say. She about to be grandma status, and she still hasn't found somebody. Oh, you did find somebody. They just didn't like you. That's what the fuck happened, Jen. What, you over here? You found somebody. You found somebody, Jen. They just didn't like you. Yo, she seemed like good people, but like I said, but that might all change when you're hanging out with her at the house and like, yo, babe, I'm about to turn on the game. And she's like, no, I want to watch HGTV. And you go, babe, go watch that shit in the bedroom. I'm trying to watch the game on the big screen. No, this is my house. You go watch it in the. Hold on, what you mean? This is my house? Why the fuck you got to mention that? Why do you say it like that? Like it's my house? Like, well, it is my house. If you want to watch, go watch it on. That's her. That's her. That's her. That's her. She gonna remind you what she owned, as if you're supposed to be like, oh shit, my bad, baby. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. That last dude she was with, I forgot dude's name. Good actor. They were in the process of building. I read a report. They were in the process of actually building a house together. He was like, yeah, I want a man cave and a studio right here. And what do you mean? Yeah, no, I was, under the garage, underground. I want to put the man cave underneath there. No, I don't want that there. It's gonna be too loud, and I don't want smoke and stuff. No, baby, it's a man cave. You're not even gonna be in there. Why are you worried about it? I'm building the house. I'm paying for the developer, so I'm gonna, it's my fucking decision, right? No, just because you, number one, why are you reminding me what the fuck you paying for? I thought this is our shit. So just because you want your way, you want to remind me who's paying for what? But you forget I got my own money too, though. I got my own money too. And I'll go find me another you quicker than you can find another me. Don't get it twisted. Jennifer Aniston can walk in any bar and get a man. But is it going to be a high value man? Is it going to be a man that is just as successful as the one she left? Is it going to be a Brad or any of the other successful men that she's been with before and after Brad? Is it? She has to hunt for that. She has to hunt. And when you hunt, that means you got to prep, you got to research where they are, right? You got to put together a whole scheme, plan, plot, strategize. When you hunt, got to start days before, right? Do research. Where do high value women and men congregate? What type of food do they eat, right? What time of the day do they come out? You hunting. Her hunting is going to be harder because her ex or a Brad can go pick up. You can find a Jennifer Aniston at a little podunk country bar out there in Yukon, Oklahoma. You'll find one in some Daisy Dukes and some cowboy boots on, looking bad as hell. Name Dorothy Sue. Fine ass Dorothy Sue. Fine as hell. Been living in a farm in Yukon, Oklahoma. working at Horseshoe Jack's as a waitress. Everybody told her she kind of looks like Jennifer Aniston. She could have played Jennifer Aniston's sister. Everybody been telling her that ever since she's of age. And her ex can walk into that little Horseshoe Jack's and take Jennifer Aniston, Oklahoma version, take her home, just like that. But can Jennifer Aniston walk into a bar and find a very successful and good-looking man just like that? Nope. So, Jen, you need to watch what you're doing. You need to take heed to how you treat men. You need to take heed to how you see yourself. And just because you're pretty as hell, it don't mean that we're all gonna fall to your feet. You have to come with more. You cannot be shallow. I blame them because I say, if it's not them, is it all the men? Is it all the men? Because let me tell you, like, for example, with me, right now I'm single, right? I'm sure there's women in my past that were good for me. And I fucked that up. But then I'm sure there's more women in my past that weren't good for me. And instinctually, I went away from them. Right? But most importantly, it has everything to do with who I am and what I want is the situation that I'm in right now. So because I'm single, it's not because nobody wants me or it's because I'm doing something wrong. It's because I am a man, and a man wants to be free to do what he wants anytime he wants with any female he wants. The concept of marriage and being with one person is something that I doubt a man came up with, because instinctually it's not in us to do that. Now I wouldn't mind ultimately getting married, but it's one of those things where it's like my marriage, uh, we gonna have some we gonna have some rules, but most importantly is that I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry about landing a wife or a woman to have kids. I don't have to worry about that shit. I can do that anytime with a lot more variety of women than Jennifer Aniston can do with the variety of men. You see what I'm saying? So it's like there is no clock for me. There's no clock where I got to go get married at a certain time or have babies at a certain time. But there is for Jennifer Aniston. It's different. It's just different. It's just how it is. But you have to ask yourself why, when you see pretty girls, why are they single? Especially when you see successful pretty girls. There's a lot of pretty girls who just haven't found the right one, that are normal, that are just common people. But when you are Jennifer Aniston, boy, you know, it's unfortunate. I don't want to say it's unfortunate, but they have the pleasure of making this type of money, but then also living under the microscope um, of us, right? But then, like I said, it still speaks to who they are. All these years, you're successful, you are rich, and you're beautiful, and the whole world knows it. Yet you still can't find someone who wants to spend the rest of their life with you. What? You try? You can't find somebody to spend the rest of your life with you? What's wrong with you? What you do? That's the only. I mean, yo, logically, that's the only question you can ask. What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing all these years? She's like 54. What are you doing wrong? That is, what is you doing wrong? There's no way all the men within your career of dating and being with men, all the motherfuckers are wrong, and you're always right, and it's like they're all bad for you, and you still ain't. Fuck that. No way. You too fine. You, if anything, you've had the, you could pick through anything and everything, and as fine as you are, you can cut the line. So, if anything, you could find what you want quicker because of your beauty, which gives you more access. But even then, you still can't find nobody. Jen, it's you. It's you, Jen. And anybody else who's as fine as Jen. She lets me call her Jen. She lets me call her Jen. That's how cool we are. You know what I mean? It's not it's not it's not Brad. Speaking of Brad, that's my dog. Yo, that's my dog. He be tearing into the boy. But what happened? Was this Brad here too? Is Brad just an asshole? Huh? What happened? After a while, folks, we have to start asking, what is wrong with Angelina Jolie? We have to start asking ourselves, what is wrong with Jennifer Aniston, with Brianna, with Halle Berry, the Megan Thee Stallions, the Sweeties? As bad as you are, you don't have nobody? Why doesn't nobody want you? Well, we want you, but why doesn't nobody want to keep you? When you see a pretty girl, even out here in the street, got 3 kids, in and out of relationships, been married once or twice, has a job, or in and out of a job. Why are you single? Why are you single? Why do you have 3 kids? And the men are not in the kids' lives. Or if they are, it's like they're barely in their lives. Why aren't you in your kids' lives? You're pretty, you have kids, and you don't even have them, or you barely have them? What does that say about you? What does that say about you? Does that mean that you can't communicate when you are in partnership with another person? Does that mean your level of compromise is low when it comes to not doing things your way? Does that mean you have a reasonably strong level of irresponsibility and no one can depend on you? Does it mean there is a level of selfishness that lives within you since you're pretty, me, attention all on me? Does that mean that there's a level of narcissism that exists within your mind that I deserve, I should get? Why are you single? And you're gorgeous. Ask yourself that, pretty girl. Why did that dude leave you? Why does he not care every time y'all hang out or y'all do have some sex and he doesn't want to take it further and doesn't want to make you his girlfriend or doesn't want to ask you to marry him? Why? Why? Is it because he realizes that you've been running around here sleeping with God knows who for all these years and having kids with all these people, and now you want to slow down because you realize that your beauty's fading, and now you want to try to settle down, or you want to use the same tricks that you use to run around and hit bars and clubs when you're in your 20s and your 30s, right? And you want to use that same game with me because you can tell I have money, or you can tell that you can be comfortable and secure here. One thing is for sure is I don't know what you're bringing to the table besides your looks. I don't know what you bring to the table besides the fact that my friends can go, "Hey, your girlfriend's hot." Or when I walk into the mall or restaurant, you know, we turn heads. Besides that, what are you doing? What are you doing? That shit don't cut it no more. It don't cut it. Even with the trophy wives where it does cut it, they get cut sooner or later. Because there's gonna be a prettier trophy wife that's coming down the conveyor belt of life. So, folks, we have to understand that when it comes to being pretty, there is definitely responsibility. But most importantly, there is a level of initiative that one should take up within themselves to be more than what you look like. You have to have depth within who you are as a person. You have to create substance. You have to have likes, hobbies, loves. Um, you have to be able to increase the level of self awareness that you have. And then you have to be able to make up for the level of self awareness that you lack. You have to be able to see outside of yourself because it's obvious that everyone's been telling you how pretty you are and everyone's been treating you that way, right? But then why are you always still alone? Why do you always still feel like, number one, maybe you're just being used? You feel like you're being used, or you feel like whatever situation you're in, it's not forever. You have to be more than your tits and ass and your pretty face. I'm sorry. But the same way that we accumulate our attributes that y'all end up liking and that y'all um, end up accepting as a person to marry, we have to build up those attributes, whether it's wealth, whether it's fitness, health, whether it's um, being a good man, a leader, right? All those type of things that you guys want from a man, we have to build those things. We have to work hard at them every day. What do y'all work hard at, pretty women that think that people should just fucking walk up to you and just give you their wallets, or people that you think that everybody should just approach you and you know and hit on you? What do you bring to the table besides your good looks? Ask yourself that, and then if you can't answer that question, then that means you have work to do. But now, if you think you can just, oh, I bring a lot to the table, I'm just me. All right. Well, are you alone? Because if you bring so much to the table, why isn't someone sitting at your table with you? Why isn't someone sitting at your table with you if you bring so much to the table? Because I know you want somebody at that table. I know you want someone at that table with you. I know you do. You all do. But then you can turn around and ask me the same question. But see, it's different for me. My table is different. My table is different. I can have a few folks at my table, or I can have one person at my table, or I can have none. Either way, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? I can have somebody at the table, or I can have somebody living at the table, or I can have a few at the table. It's different. It's different. And then one day, if I want to just have one person at the table, then I'll do so. And it is going to be that easy. It is because there's plenty of options. There's plenty of options. There's plenty of options. Whether she's successful or whether she's not. I have access. I have variety. I can meet a pretty ass Rihanna on the east side who works at churches, and I can take her out that churches. I can do that. Or I can meet a pretty ass Kylie Jenner over there in Midtown in the Paseo, right? And she got her own little business over there, and I can kick it with her too. I have options. Economic status ain't shit for a guy. We don't care how broke a woman is, how rich a woman is, but a woman cares about how broke a man is. So boom, your pool is shallower than mine. So my point is that for me to not be alone, it's not hard. For a woman, for a woman to not be alone is gonna be hard. A woman, it's harder for a woman to find someone to be with and to be comfortable with, especially somebody that fits, 4 or 5 of the criterias, right? But for me, I can find that real easy. So the reason why I'm stressing that is because women, I'm telling you that means you have work to do. You have more work to do. And when I say you have more work to do, I mean that in the nicest way possible. That work on yourself, become more than just a pretty face, and not only will people respect you, but then you will be allotted respectful men. If you respect yourself, then respectful men come your way. If you just see yourself as a sex object, then only guys who like sex objects will come your way. So the more that you invest in yourself is the more that people will want to be part of you and want to invest in you. So if you work hard on yourself, then people who work hard would want to be around you and invest in you. So if you work out, then a man that works out is gonna find you attractive, and then y'all are like-minded. Y'all live in the same world. So if you're thinking of if you don't know any ways of meeting people and you're good looking, and you don't want to just go out to bars, like I said, you can always just go to the eHarmonies, or you can find hobbies and go do those hobbies, and whatever it is you do, you will run into somebody good looking sooner or later, right? It's not the probability is obviously lower just because the percentage of good looking people is small, but nevertheless, you will run into somebody sooner than later. But it doesn't matter because you're doing something you like anyway, right? You like going rock climbing? Well, go rock climbing to have fun. And one day you'll just run into somebody that's good looking and you like them and things hit it off, right? But it doesn't matter if you don't meet them the first 4 or 5 times. Why? It's because you're doing character building anyway. You're there to rock climb and have fun and meet other people, talk to ugly people and be friends with ugly people, right? Pretty people, go talk to ugly people. Okay? Just because y'all pretty don't mean y'all can just only hang out with pretty people. And just because y'all pretty don't mean if you hang out with an ugly person, it's gonna bring your stock down. Go talk to ugly people. Maybe it'll humanize you a little more. So that's all I got for y'all, folks. Thank you so much for your time. Why are beautiful women single? Man, they got work to do. Get to work, women, and you will get what you deserve, whether that's somebody that respects you or whether that's somebody that doesn't respect you. It's all up to you. All right, y'all. Thank you for your time, man. If you found this information um, helpful, if you found it inspiring, motivating, whatever, share it. Share it to somebody. Share it to one of them pretty girls that you like. Yo, I always tell you that you're too picky. Send them this video. Let them get a piece. You know what I'm saying? And then if there's dudes that that always, are always heartbroken that when they hit on pretty girls or blah 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 blah. Yo, ugly guy with no money, just get your game up and you'll get any girl you want. When I say get your game up, you can be fat, go get your money up then. Or you can be, if you are already like a fit guy, then just go get your money up a little bit and you'll get it quicker than anybody else. But if you're a fat dude, you're a geek, you're short, whatever the fuck, don't worry. You can still get a J Lo. You can still get a Kylie. All those women are up for sale, bro. And there's other ones out there who will rock with you if you take care of them. Simple as that. Simple as that. If you take care of them, they'll rock with you. You can learn to love them, or you can just take care of them. It is up to you. Hey, listen, you don't have to be in love, man. I'm not here to tell you to be in love. I'm here to tell you to be happy. Be happy in the situations that you're in, right? So if it is a gold digger and you have money and you have gold, let her come over there and dig and y'all come up with a situation, an arrangement, whatever it is. Or, like I said, a lot of women, they don't, at the end of the day, a lot of women, it will pretty or not, if you got the money, they don't give a shit about what you look like. Okay? So get your money up and you'll be able to do whatever you want in this world. At the end of the day, that's what it is. I didn't make it. I'm just telling y'all the rules. Thank y'all for your time, man. I am Zulu Boy 405. Man, let's get it. Got another one coming real soon for you. Any comments, please feel free. Whether you're talking shit or whether you're agreeing with me, feel free. Throw them down there. I want to hear what y'all think. And I want to know what pretty women think, too, in regards to what I'm saying. I mean, I don't want to always generalize what y'all think, but let me know what y'all think. And the information I'm giving, is it valid? Is it worth it? Does it help you? Whatever. So, peace. Thank you for your time. Like, subscribe, share. Peace.